Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happenings set again. And in this Cricket Happenings, I'm going to start off with the news that Ricky Ponting, the former captain of Australia, has decided that he's going to retire after the Perth Test match, which is going to be the third and final test between Australia and South Africa, which is going to be played at the WACA ground. And what a great moment it would be, and how significant it would be, because WACA Perth was the place where actually Ricky Ponting of Australia made his debut and had a wonderful career. It would be icing on the cake for Australia if they were to actually give a very great farewell to one of the very successful captains in Australian cricket history, Ricky Ponting, because they held the title as the best team in the world for 5 years, and that is not something which one can do, where you can actually hold on to the title in a very consistent manner, and that's what they did. And if Ricky Ponting could be given a great farewell by the Australians by actually beating South Africa at the WACA in Perth, by doing that, Australia will be top of the ICC Test rankings. And for South Africa, well, if it is a draw, they still hold the #1 spot. But if it's a victory, in fact, Australia would be definitely Michael Clarke and his teammates would definitely like to do that for Ricky Ponting, so that Ricky Ponting has a great farewell to international cricket. With ICC, as I said, if Australia beats South Africa in Perth at the WACA ground, then that would be a great farewell for one of those maestros of the Australian batting order, Ricky Ponting. It will be very sad to see Ricky Ponting leave the scene. His straight drives and his pull shots of the front foot would be definitely missed. It was a real treat to watch Ricky Ponting entertain the crowd in such a manner all over the world. Well, just talking on this itself, let me just stay on this. As you know, the third and final test is going to be starting at the WACA in Perth, and well, as you know, Perth is now what is very important is one is Ricky Ponting's retirement after this particular test match, and what is going to be very good to see is because this will be the decider, and I think this is a real decider, because WACA in Perth is known to have lots of pace and bounce, and both the teams are absolutely equipped. If you look at Australia, what Australia have done, it is very sad that Peter Siddle and Ben Hilfenhaus had to actually share the workload, and especially Peter Siddle bowled 63 overs against South Africa, has been left out. But what they have done is they have gone for the experienced Mitchell Johnson. They have gone for Mitchell Starc, who has been doing very well, so Mitchell Starc gets his opportunity, but two persons would be making their debut. I think it would be Josh Hazlewood is one, and the other one has to wait and watch who is the other one who's going to be there. So Australia would be definitely banking on the pace bowlers, especially the experienced Mitchell Johnson and Mitchell Starc, who's been doing so well, and I'm sure he will do absolutely well on this pitch too at the WACA. As you know, the ball will really fly. There will be a lot of pace and bounce, and the pace bowlers would be just longing to get the red cherry and hurl it at the batsman. Whether it is South Africa or Australia. As far as South Africa are concerned, they would be having their hands full there. Dale Steyn will be partnered with Morne Morkel, and let me tell you, both of them are absolutely, I would say, equally equipped with the ball too. Rory Cleanwell will be there, whether Vernon Philander comes back, so that would be very interesting. So Vernon Philander, Dale Steyn, Morne Morkel would be the pace attack. And as far as spinners are concerned, well, Australia have decided to go for Nathan Lyon, but Michael Clarke, the captain, said he's going to have a look at the pitch and then decide. And I think Nathan Lyon should be there, because on the last day, because as you know, WACA pitch not only with pace, it also helps with the spin. If you have the bounce, that would be something dreadful for both the teams. And Nathan Lyon will be the run-arm spinner for Australia, and for South Africa, it would be probably Robin Peterson who will be playing, and Robin Peterson will be playing after a gap of 4 years. He will be getting a chance in the test side. As one would remember, Robin Peterson was mauled for 28 runs in a single over by Brian Lara of West Indies, who has now retired. That is one of those worst memories that Robin Peterson would have had. Now, as far as this match is concerned, I think it is going to be very interesting. One is Ricky Ponting's retirement on the eve of the Perth Test. The second thing, Ricky Ponting is playing his last test on the same ground where he made his debut against Sri Lanka. And the other thing is that if Australia win, they will be going on the top of the ICC Test rankings. South Africa, well, the match ends in a draw, then South Africa will hold on to the #1 Test ranking. And also this will be the decider, because 2 matches have been drawn. Whichever team wins will take the series. So there are a lot of things going as far as WACA in Perth is concerned. As I said, whether it, I think pace and bounce is going to be the key, and that is going to be very, very interesting. Well, I don't have time to really dwell much on this. I would have definitely loved to, but probably because I need certain other things to cover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you from here, because I just started off with this, because the reason being Ricky Ponting has decided to retire from Test cricket, international cricket, after the third and final Test match, which starts at the WACA in Perth. Well, now moving ahead, as I said yesterday, it was very well poised. New Zealand also created history here by picking up a win, and what a win it was. It was a 163-run win, and the last time that Sri Lanka won on Sri Lankan soil, New Zealand won on Sri Lankan soil, was in 1998. So it has been almost 14 years this victory came, and thanks to their pace bowlers who did a wonderful job. Look at the way they bowled. In fact, Sri Lanka started off the day with Angelo Matthews and Thilan Samaraweera, but it was a very, very tragic situation for Sri Lanka, because from 47 for 4 they resumed their innings, and it was very sad to see Thilan Samaraweera run out due to a misunderstanding between Thilan Samaraweera and Angelo Matthews. As Thilan Samaraweera drove the ball to short cover, Jeetan Patel picked up the ball. Angelo Matthews didn't respond. Thilan Samaraweera caught his ground. He was gone, run out for 7. So that was the first wicket to go, and that made the Sri Lankan score 63 for 5. And also New Zealand leveled the series by doing that, because it's only a 2-test series, and in fact New Zealand have leveled the series now. Now, as far as the batting was concerned, Angelo Matthews was joined in by Prasanna Jayawardene. They briefly listened, but Prasanna Jayawardene really stuck it out there. As you know, he's not been some good form. He's been a good test player, but really stuck it out there. Good support to Angelo Matthews. Angelo Matthews also took his time, and they also played some very good strokes too. And both of them had actually pushed the score on to 119. This was the most crucial pair, if at all Sri Lanka had to save the test, but it was not to be. As what happened was Todd Astle, who is making his debut as a right-arm leg spinner in this New Zealand squad, got a beautiful delivery to bowl to Prasanna Jayawardene and picked up his first test wicket. And what a way to pick up his first test wicket. And it was a great joy for Todd Astle, as it was a beautiful delivery. Well, actually had a lot of drift. The ball actually spun out, and then it bounced, and Prasanna Jayawardene was on his forward defence. The ball had taken the high edge of the bat, and Van Wyk behind the stumps did the rest. And it was a total joy for Todd Astle, getting his first international wicket in the form of Prasanna Jayawardene. Caught Van Wyk, bowled Astle for 29 with 2 boundaries. After that, there was not much support at all. Suraj Ranadive, who batted well in the first innings, couldn't contribute much. He was a victim of Trent Boult, who came in and picked up his wicket. He was gone for duck. After that, Angelo Matthews was continuing in the way he had done. Actually, Angelo Matthews had no support. Kulashekara came in, and Kulashekara decided to throw the kitchen sink at it, in the sense he started slamming the deliveries, like he slammed 2 sixes and 1 4 in a very quick not a quick 18, in 18 or 40 balls, and he left to a very, very good catch by Williamson for 18. After Shaminda Aranga was once again picked up a brilliant effort by Williamson, inches off the ground, taking the catch of the bowling of Sim Saudi for duck. And as I said, there was no support for Angelo Matthews. In the end, Angelo Matthews had to, the only way he could do it was to hit out, and Angelo Matthews was also gone, and that was the end of the Sri Lankan innings at 195. With Angelo Matthews caught Guptill bowled for 84 with 11 fours and 1 6. Rangana Herath was not out on 6 of 5 balls with 1 4, and that was the end of the Sri Lankan innings. 195 all out. New Zealand picking up a 163 run win the series, thus leveling the series 1-1. And also the others, and the man of the match went to Ross Taylor of New Zealand. As I said, that was the very, very crucial knock. He played a real captain's innings, I thought, under the circumstances, not really eschewing his big shots and really playing again, and it really mattered. And finally we saw that Ross Taylor, absolutely a right decision. Ross Taylor of New Zealand was named man of the match. Player of the series went to Rangana Herath of Sri Lanka for his wonderful bowling. Look at the bowling figures. 195 all out was Sri Lanka. Tim Southee, as I said, it has been a feature in this particular test. It was the Sri Lankan top order who really didn't fire. So that was the precise reason that Sri Lanka lost this test match, because the top order, the cream of the crop, Tilakane, Dilshan Sangakkara and Mahela Jayawardene failed, and that was the precise reason Sri Lanka lost this match. New Zealand, the seamers have been very impressive. Tim Southee continued to impress. 20 overs, 558 runs on 3 wickets. Trent Bolt, 17.5 over 6 maidens, 33 runs on 3 wickets. Doug Bracewell, 13 over 6 maidens, 13 runs on 2 wickets. Todd Astle on his debut, 18 overs, 4 maidens, 1 for 56. None for 20 for Jeetan Patel of 16 overs, 7 maidens. And Daniel Flynn, 1 over, that was a maiden. For New Zealand, well, they have a lot of positives to take through in this series. For Sri Lanka, they have to really work on something. But as I said, the top order failed, and that was the precise reason Sri Lanka faltered. But for New Zealand, that would be something great, because what they have done is, after a gap of 14 years, they have picked up a victory on Sri Lankan soil. Not only that, any team which comes and wins on the subcontinent, I think it should be appreciated, because they are coming from different climes and different pitches, and they come and acclimatize themselves quite well. So that is to be good credit for New Zealand. I would congratulate the New Zealand team for their effort in this second test, especially the pace bowlers and also batsmen. In fact, they dominated the whole test match, I would say. Well, now tomorrow the other test matches and the one-day international series is starting between West Indies and Bangladesh. West Indies, their morale would be definitely up after having a 2-0 series victory in the test matches. Now the focus shifts on to the one-day international series. They're going to play 5 one-day internationals. Tomorrow is the first one-day international starting in Khulna. And what is going to be interesting is this, as you know, in the non-power play overs, only 5 players, or previously it was 5 players who could be outside the circle, but now this is the first time that Bangladesh and West Indies are facing, and they will have only 4 players outside the circle. But I think West Indies would be the ones who would be at a great advantage on this, because they have an ammunition of powerful batsmen. As far as Bangladesh are concerned, well, they have a lot of things to ponder on. Another good thing would be the 2 bouncers per over. Again, I think West Indies would be able to make good use of it. Well, as I'm short of time, I would really love to dwell a lot on this series too, but unfortunately I'm short of time. Darren Sammy has said he wants to make a whitewash of this he wants to make it 5-0. Whether he succeeds or not will be known tomorrow with the first match starting here at the Khulna ground. Well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, I love to talk about cricket. I would still love to. As I said, time is a constraint. I need more time to dwell on it. Probably, even if I have 30 minutes of talking, I don't mind. But again, time is a big constraint. Unless and until this becomes a full-time profession for me, I wouldn't be able to do any justice, unfortunately. But I'm sure you guys are a very good bunch of guys who really understand and always watch my show. Keep coming up to your comments. I really love them, and keep doing that. And I'm always there with you with this Cricket Happening show as ever. That's it from me, your host Ram, for the cricket show for today. With congratulations to New Zealand, I end and also with the news that Ricky Ponting has decided to retire after the Perth Test match against South Africa in the decider. This is your host Ram, ending up this cricket show for today. Thank you.